Hi, I'm Adriana O'Flanagan, Academic Exchange Coordinator with U.S. Embassy Sarajevo. Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate International Education Week, a joint initiative of the U.S. Department of State and the U.S. Department of Education. We are very pleased to have with us today from University of Dayton in Ohio, Trisha Galvez, International Student Advisor at Center for International Programs, as well as Bosnia and Herzegovina students, Tamra Kulum, she is from University of Banja Luka, Tomislav Vidovic, University of Mostar, and we hope Janeta Bečić will join us as well. They are the recipients of the 2015-2016 Peace Accords Fellowship. Can we get a hello from our guests at University of Dayton and away? Yeah, great to have you here. Nick Eisinger, the embassy's Assistant Cultural Affairs Officer, is with us from American Corner Sarajevo. And I also want to welcome warmly all our participants joining us today from 8 American corners across Bosnia and Herzegovina and the ones joining us online. We'll start today with Nick for an overview of the academic exchange and resources for higher education to the United States. Then our students will share with us impressions from their exchange at the University of Dayton. We'll also hear from Trisha Galvez on services provided by international students' offices. And finally, we'll have a question and answer session when participants at the American Corners can have their own questions for our Dayton students on educational opportunities and exchange programs to the United States. Nick, take it away.
Thank you very much, Adriana. To start with, I'd like to welcome everybody again from the corners. It's very exciting for me as the person who manages the corners to see everybody together at the same time and to see them full. To begin with regard to the academic exchanges that we offer, we have a number of them that provide opportunities for students ranging from high school to undergraduate to postgraduate in the form of our YES program, Youth Leadership Program, our new UGrad opportunity for undergraduates, and Fulbright and Humphrey, and on up. Please check our embassy website for information on those programs after this event is over. Today's focus is Study in the USA, opportunities that are available for anyone who has the willingness to go seek them out. We have 2 offices in this country that we fund to assist any student in Bosnia and Herzegovina in their effort to find out more about the testing process, how to apply to a U.S. institution of higher education, and they are called Education USA offices. With me today is the Education USA advisor from Sarajevo. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Popovic, and I work within American Councils for International Education as Education USA Advisor, which means if you want to study in the United States and you don't know how to do that, you don't know how to get a scholarship, you don't know what to study, just go educationusa.va or find us on Facebook, find our contact numbers, and set up your meeting to come and learn how to do those things. We help you out, and our services are free.
Thank you, Alexandra. We have another Education USA office in Banja Luka. Sonia, our advisor up there, please introduce yourself, Sonia.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me?
I think
yes, we can, Sonia. Go right ahead.
Okay. Because just a minute ago, I had some problems with the sound. Anyway, I'm Sonia Prejulj, Education USA advisor from the Education USA Center in Banja Luka. And as my counterpart from Sarajevo, Alexandra Popovic, just said, I'm here to help you find out the right choice for study in the US.
Thank you, Sonia. Before I turn it back over to Adriana, I just wanted to mention that today, while we'll be speaking with 3 students who are in the United States as a result of a fellowship, or think of that as a type of scholarship, There are approximately 300 students from Bosnia and Herzegovina currently studying in the United States. They are not there because the U.S. Embassy is paying for their education or paid for their trip. They're there because they found opportunities for themselves. Many of them inquired at Education USA about universities with programs that would be of interest to them, scholarships that are available, and how to make the entire process work for them. So with that, I will turn it back over to Adriana.
Thank you, Nick, and Sonia and Alexandra. We do appreciate your input today. We are going to talk now with our 3 students. We hope Janeta has joined us. I'm not able to see, but if not, we'll just plug along. And we want to hear from them about their exchange experience. So, Tamra and Tomislav, welcome again. In August, you traveled to University of Dayton to study for 1 year in English with students from many other countries. Tell us first, why did you want to study in the United States?
Hi. Well, some of you know I'm a literature student. English language and literature is my major. So I've always wanted to visit a country in which English was spoken as the primary language, because that's actually the best way to acquire a language. And I finally did that. Yeah.
Hi, Adriana.
Hi, Janeta, welcome.
Yeah. So ever since I was an exchange student in high school, because I was also on Kennedy Lugar exchange program when I was in high school, that's when I fell in love with the United States. And ever since I was trying to find opportunities to get to study in the United States again. And then I found this application for the Dayton Peace Accords Fellowship, which I thought it had an amazing purpose, and I really wanted to come here, so I just applied, and here I am.
Wonderful. How about you, Tomislav?
Hi, about me, I always wanted to study somewhere abroad, and especially USA. So I saw I had opportunity to study, and I applied. So I wanted to meet other cultures, see what is life like in USA, and meet new people like tuition.
Wonderful. We're happy to hear that you made some friends and got to meet with students representative and university representatives. I want to ask also, how has your classroom experience been so far?
I'm going to start. Yeah, it's been wonderful. It's studying here is a little different from what we are used to in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We have these cumulative tests, for example, midterms and our tests in the end of the semester, and that's pretty much it, with 1 or 2 research papers. And here is basically you have homework all week long, you have readings. You don't have much studying for the test, but you have to continuously study and read throughout all the semester, which I find really to be valuable, and I take advantage of that because it just doesn't allow you to, to become lazy. You have to be always on track. You have to study. So I think it's really great way, and also this like intercultural thing where you have international students and American students working together, exchanging their knowledge and experiences. I think it's very valuable, and it helps me learn much more than I was back home. Even though I was on International University of Sarajevo, which is all different kinds of students from all over the world, I still think this is great experience.
Yeah, I would also
Tamara,
like to.
go ahead.
Yeah, the biggest difference was the amount of homework that we have. What was unusual for me was, for example, during the first week of our semesters, we always spend that first week introducing to each other, teachers introducing the syllabus and just talking about what's going to be done in this semester. But here, we literally had homework during the first day of classes. So that was kind of unusual, but it's definitely useful because it makes you a hardworking person and it forces you to work constantly. So that definitely has only benefits. And also, I think because as a literature major, the largest difference for me was the amount of papers that we need to write every time. Because I think we have just a few quizzes, but most of the time we do a lot of papers. So that's the biggest difference.
I see. Tomislav, how about you?
Um, Similar like they do. We have a lot of assignments to do and some part of exams, but you have to study for that because you don't have more time, few times to pass that. You have only one time, and also assignments are good. I think sometimes we have some readings and write reflection paper about that, so that's interesting.
Well, thank you for that. I think that gives us an idea about how your semester has been so far. It seems you're very busy with your studies, but we are also want to ask you, what have you been doing in your free time?
Well, a lot. Here is great that we're living. I mean, for the first time, I'm living at the campus. I didn't have that opportunity while I was back home. And there's all kinds of activities and things provided by the university and by the community we're living in, which is called Global Living and Learning Community. And it's all these kinds of like potluck dinners or watching movies or I don't know, some outdoor activities. But also we're going out a lot. We're all over 21. So we can enter bars, we can go to parties. Yeah, so we're taking advantage of that. And yeah, we have an amazing gym here. It's called Recplex, which is not really gym. It's like great center with pools and these all kinds of facilities for tennis, basketball, volleyball. So yeah, we're trying to take advantage of that too.
Great. Tamara, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I appreciate the most here is the fact that the university is always trying to organize things that would keep students on campus instead of seeking fun elsewhere. So there's always something going on. There are amazing opportunities for people to become acquainted with so many different cultures. So there's a Native American week, then there's a Latin American week, and you can learn so much by attending those events. That's what I like most.
Sounds very interesting. How about you, Tomislav?
Well, similar like them, and I would all some bowling. I watch movies. What else? Talking to my family. I don't know what else.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for that. And I want to switch slightly a little bit the topics and ask if you could talk a little bit about how much do students in the United States know about your home country, Bosnia and Herzegovina?
Well, as I've seen so far, people usually do not know where our country is. They just know that it's somewhere in Europe. Few of them know that it's somewhere in the Balkan Peninsula. And or maybe they don't know it by its current name. They know that it was like they somehow associated with Yugoslavia. That's it, unfortunately.
I can just add, yeah, I agree with Tamara, but I think that here in Dayton is very different situation from other places in the United States. When I was in Chicago, like much less people knew about the Bosnian, about our country, but here even professors and other people in community are trying to tell the story about Dayton Peace Accords, about Bosnia and Herzegovina, and they're trying to provide these information to students, to other people, and I think that they know more than in other places in the United States, which is, I think, great.
Okay. Thank you for your input. Let me also ask, you've talked a little bit about your experience, but I was wondering if you could, if you were to select a highlight of your time in the United States so far, what would that be? And Tomislav, let's start with you.
Everything is going well. We hang out, go to other cities like Cincinnati. We were to zoo, also in Cincinnati. What else? Going to potlucks, other events here at UD. And basketball game.
Okay. All right. How about you, Janetta? How about you?
Well, it's very difficult to just separate one thing that's my highlight here because I love everything. I was really talking to our advisors and things, and I was saying I'm just too excited to be here. It's not real, but I just love it that I meet so many people from so many different places, and I learn about these different cultures, and I think that's great. My roommates are from all over the world. I have a roommate from China and Ireland and the United States. So every day you hear different language, every day you learn something new, and I think that's the best thing of this. So
Wonderful. Tamra?
Yeah, I would also, I think being a member of the GLLC, Global Learning Living Community, is the most fun part of being here. Because I think if we lived somewhere else, I've noticed that people who are from the same countries, they tend to stick together. But in our building, there are so many people, so many individuals from so many different parts of the world, and somehow in that building, you're all equal, and you're all just individuals, and you're kind of, well, not forced, but you're encouraged to bond and to hang out together, especially because there's so many different activities that GLLC is organizing. So I think that the opportunity to bond with so many different people is the one that I appreciate the most.
Wonderful. That sounds like a great experience indeed. Kind of on the same note, if something surprising that you have learned about United States that you could share with the participants, the students back home who are watching us now from the American corners.
I'd say the only thing that surprised me was the number of international students that they have here. I certainly did not expect it.
Okay. Yeah. I think University of Dayton has, we did look a little bit, myself on the website, and has students from 80 countries. So indeed, it's a very, very diverse study body there. How about you, Janetta?
I didn't find much of that all surprising because I used to live before. That's when I was finding everything surprising.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you, Tomislav?
nothing that much surprising about Dayton because I checked it all out before I came here. Many pictures about university, about everything that. But this city is nice.
I love that our three in Dayton are unfazed. No surprises for them, huh? I want to follow up on Tamara's point about how there are so many international students at the University of Dayton. There's actually a lot of international students in general in the United States, hundreds of thousands of them at any given time, because it's something that universities place a priority on. They know that having international students, Bosnia and Herzegovina, from every continent out there is going to enrich the experiences of U.S. students. And they know that in the current global environment, not having that interchange of ideas between cultures, between representatives from different countries, is going to put their students at a disadvantage. So that's why they seek out students like you and students like everybody watching right now. You are valued, you are prized by the U.S. system.
Absolutely. Dear students, would you have any advice on that note for other students from Bosnia and Herzegovina who are considering studying in the United States?
Yes, I think that they should definitely do it, because once you do that, you will always want to do more, want to make changes, because you'll feel empowered that you can. And my advice, how to get there, how to get some scholarship and go study abroad. I mean, United States, yes, but also some other places too, is that you remain active. If you're in high school or at university, that you do not just focus on your studying for your exams and tests, that you actually become active in your community and do these projects and trainings and educations, which will actually just improve your skills and get you some new knowledge, which you can use later to improve yourself and to get some scholarship or something. I think that's the most important thing, to remain active and just not be passive, because we know what's the situation in our country, and if we're passive, we're not going to get anywhere.
Tamara or Tomislav, would you have anything to add?
Yeah, I also agree. Just grab every opportunity that you have to study abroad, because that's the best way to just broaden your horizons and perspectives, and that's how we grow. And personally, I was a bit scared and indecisive until the last minute, literally last minute, and thinking whether I should apply or not, whether I should send the application or not to the website, because I was thinking, what if I got it? What if I came here? How would I survive 9 months in a different continent? Because up to that point, the largest amount of time that I spent away from home was 7 days on our trip during our final year of high school. So I thought 9 months is way more than 7 days. But I'm so happy that I did it. And for those of you who are reluctant, or not reluctant, but some afraid, don't seize the moment and apply for everything.
Great advice. And one last question. Our time permits today. At this time, I would like for each one of you to very shortly finish this sentence. I believe international education is important because, and I'm going to start with Tomislav.
Because of meeting new people, meeting new cultures, see USA, what else? Get new knowledge. See, I don't know what else.
Well, great answers. Thank you for that. Janetta, could you please also let us know your thoughts on it?
I think that international education is important because it broadens your horizons and it helps you realize uniqueness of your own country and uniqueness of the other places that you go to, and it also helps you become the person you are, because if you don't go abroad, you'll never realize that part of yourself that you're gonna realize once you go abroad and exchange experience with other people, and then you'll start looking at everything from some different perspective and you'll become motivated to do more.
Wonderful. Tamra, if you would like also to add your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's similar to what I've already said. That international education is important because it helps you grow. It definitely changes you to a better way, and it makes you more appreciative of everything that you have, and of every little differences that exist between people, of everything that makes you you, and that just it makes you just aware of so many different things that you wouldn't even know if you didn't study abroad.
Well, thank you all for taking the time to answer this question. It seems like you are having a wonderful year so far, and we wish you a great remaining one. We'll definitely come back in about a couple of minutes, actually, with questions from our participants here at the American Corners. But we are now going to hear from Trisha Galvez. She's the International Student Advisor at Center for International Programs at University of Dayton. Trisha, welcome again. And if you could please tell us about services your office provides to international students, and whether you would have any tips or advice for Bosnia and Herzegovina students interested in studying in the United States.
All right, no problem. Well, hello, everybody. Nice to see you all here. So not only do us international student advisors help you with most, if not all, of your immigration needs, we're also one of the first people to welcome you when you arrive to the university of your choice. So at different universities across the United States, there are many programs to get involved in. For example, if you love sports, there are soccer, football, basketball, tennis, intramural teams and clubs you can join. For those of you who are musically talented, there are orchestras and choirs you can also participate in. Aside from that, there are also many other clubs and organizations, like social clubs, such as there was one breakdancing club. There's also a video game club around here, or in other campuses as well. There are also academic organizations, such as an engineering society or a speech and debate team as well. So whatever your desires and wants are, the university, or wherever you decide to go, usually has it. Or you can create your own, which is the beauty of it. If you feel like you'd like to practice your English a little bit more, don't worry about that. There are a lot of intensive English programs across the United States that offered by various universities or private that to help you succeed. Along with that, there are endless opportunities to connect with other American students or families as well, if you really want to get to know the American cultures through host family programs or buddy programs, or like what they mentioned, global learning living communities. There are a lot of opportunities in that way to be able to connect with people from around the world. Speaking of housing, there are many on-campus and off-campus housing, whatever fits your needs. A lot of the universities will be able to help you out with housing. If you're looking for employment opportunities on campus, again, the possibilities are pretty much endless, and career services can help you out with that as well. In terms of advice for new students applying for different schools, whatever that may be, kind of what they mentioned, do your research. Some schools are willing and able to provide many scholarships for students, whether it's merit-based or sports-based. There are a lot of different options. So don't be afraid when you see price tags at different universities or things like that, because we are here to help you. All international student advisors across the United States are here to help you find your new home in the United States. So we hope you're able to join us wherever your journey takes you.
Thank you, Trisha. That's very useful. Okay, we have now reached the questions and answers sessions where our participants from the American Corners can ask their questions for our University of Dayton students and Trisha, of course, or regarding educational exchanges or study opportunities in the United States. We will proceed in alphabetical order for our corners, and we'll start with one question per corner. If the time permits, we'll have a second set of questions. But as Nick said, if your question or questions is not among the ones selected, please hand them to your American Corner director, as we want to ensure they get answered at a later time. So we'll start first with the Banja Luka. Banja Luka, can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you well.
All right, wonderful. What is your first question?
Okay, Srećko Šurković is going to ask you this question because he posed it.
Hello. I have a question for students in your experience in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So, which part of the application is most important for international essays and how do you relate to the country?
Sorry, could you repeat that question again?
What parts of our application are the most important for colleges when they are deciding to accept international students?
What part of the application is most important?
Let me repeat the question for you. It does seem we had some difficulties there. Which parts of the application do colleges pay most attention? Which parts of the application colleges believe to be most important, if you will?
Well, go ahead, sorry. Honestly, it's everything. So they'll look at the essay that you submit, they'll look at your scores, your test scores. And again, it depends on the college, so really they look at everything as holistically.
Yeah, and I think here also our education advisors on the ground, to say so, in Banja Luka and in Sarajevo could also have some more insight for us. I'm not sure if you would like to add something, Alexandra or Sonia.
Sure, definitely. I agree with my 6 years experience of working as advisor with American colleges. They do definitely look at everything. They actually usually list what are the most important things for them personally on their websites or even college board websites. So sometimes you'll say like there's a very important list and then important list of things. So depending on the college where you're applying, you have to kind of check what is the most important or a little bit less important for them.
And just to chip in, I would say it's fair to say that U.S. Universities and colleges look for a well-rounded student. So it's not that they want to see your amazing test scores or your grades or your extracurricular activities. Your unique talents. They kind of want to see the entire package of the kind of person that you are.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, our next American corner is Bihać.
Hi, can you hear us?
We can hear you very well.
Okay, so hi from Bihać. We were wondering, can you tell us, does Dayton Peace Accord Scholarship, is this only for this academic year, or will you continue with the program in the following year as well?
Okay.
Our program is just for this year, so it's 2 semesters, Dayton Peace Accords, because it's 20th year anniversary of the signing of Dayton Peace Agreement that happened exactly here in Dayton in 1995, and November, so we got an opportunity to come here for this year, and maybe this program will continue with some other students, maybe not. We'll see.
To add on to that, I would like to remind everyone that UGrad is a new program that is offered through the embassy in Sarajevo to any undergraduate student in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's a new one-semester exchange opportunity at a variety of U.S. universities. So you can find more information on that on this U.S. Embassy Sarajevo website.
Absolutely. All right, our next American corner, it's Burchko. Burchko, if you hear us, please let us know your question.
Hello from Burchko. We have two questions, one for Janita and one for Tamara.
Hi, I'm Smiljana and I have a question for Tamara. What helped you get a scholarship?
Help me.
Yes.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
I will try to help you, Tamara. Maybe she thinks, what do you think that was most helpful for you to get this scholarship for Dayton? Maybe your grades or your good hobbies, or maybe you're good at English or something.
Well, I think two most important things were my grades. They were pretty high, and the essay definitely helped a lot. Yes.
Thank you for confirmation.
Hi, my name is Vedran. I study economy, and I have a question for Janita. What was the most difficult for you when you came in USA?
Hi, Vedran. Well, the most difficult thing, it was probably to get used to the weekly homework. That was one of the difficult things. And then we have these activities on the side that we needed to involve at, even though they were really great. And but these things take time, so it's kind of really like it's a challenge to balance studying and these things such as Dayton Peace Accords committee that we're part of. But also, it's, well, one of the difficulties, I must say, it will probably be interesting for you, it's finding the right coffee. But yeah, I managed to get our coffee here, so I'm good now.
Okay, wonderful. I can relate to that. Yeah, coffee is important. All right. We'll move forward and talk to American Corner Doughboy. Doughboy, could you please let us know what's your first question? And we'll get to second questions in the next round.
Okay, hi from Doughboy. We have two questions.
Hi, my name is Miriam. I'm from high school here in Doboj. I have a question for all three of you. Would you like to stay in the USA and study there?
Second question, please.
We'll take the second questions, American Corner Doughboy, if possible, in the second section. I just want to make sure that each corner has, at this time, the opportunity to ask at least one question. And again, if the time permits, we'll go one more time with every corner for a second question. But let's have our students answer the first question. Thank you.
I definitely would stay and study here because of because I think that I'm getting much more here than I was getting in Bosnia and Herzegovina, because it seems that professors care about students more, or at least they're better in showing that than professors in our country. Relationships between students and professors are more on this friendly level than this superior inferior level, which I think it's very important, and I love it. And yeah, I would stay and study here, but yeah, there's one more year to be done back home.
As for me, I think given the opportunity, I would definitely stay here and live here if I only had the chance to. Occasionally go home and at some point bring my dog here, live with me.
Oh, absolutely, I would like to stay here, but in our visa it says that we will stay at home 2 years. So after that, maybe I will try to apply for some master or. Yeah.
All right, so we have reached American Corner Sarajevo on our journey today, virtual journey. So what is your question, American Corner Sarajevo?
Okay, my question is, did any of you become a member of any fraternity or sorority?
It's a great question.
No, we haven't. I think that here these fraternities and sororities accept freshmen and sophomore students mostly, right?
It depends on the academic or social fraternities or something.
Okay, but University of Dayton is not what we actually found out so far. It's not big on this Greek life. They're more focused on bringing all together, even though there are sororities, there are fraternities. Most of the activities are done with the community as a whole, which I think is great. We didn't experience that movie, those, sororities, but yeah.
Oh, I'd like to add, as I've heard, there are some fraternities and sororities that are, let's say, serious for example, business students, business majors, but other fraternities are, as I heard, there's a very difficult process of initiation, and I've also heard they are somewhat expensive, and I've heard that it really resembles what you see in the movies, which I was surprised to hear. But yeah, it is like that, believe it or not.
Tomislav, would you have anything to also let us know?
No, I don't got space in that.
All right. Okay. Our next American Corner is the one from Trebine. Trebine, we hope you can hear us well, and let us know, please, what is your question.
Hi, from Trebine. We have one question. We have one question for any of the advisors.
Okay.
Our question is, when do we have to start to prepare for the college exams and for the application for the college?
Okay. Well, there is never too early to prepare. So you could always start today. Well, many deadlines for schools they're December, February. So if you want to apply for fall semester next year, you could for sure apply for many different colleges across the United States. But again, it depends on the university, so or college or institution. So they all have different deadlines, but you could apply now, or you could do research different schools across the United States now. I think you had another question, but I didn't quite catch that. Or did I answer your question?
This is American Corner Sarajevo. Alexandra had something to add.
Yes, definitely. For any student who wants to study something, anything at whatever level in the United States, my great advice would be start 12 to 18 months ahead of the time when you're planning to be there. So it would be actually ideal if you could start 18 months ahead, so a year and a half before that September when you're planning to travel to the United States, or August, to be able to actually to do research and to take standardized tests that are necessary to collect all your letters of recommendation and so on and so on. I know of some students who managed to do that like in six months time, but they were practically dead by the end of the process because there are so many things to do. So start early. That's really something that I would really want to emphasize. And I think that Sonia, my colleague from Banja Luka, advisor, she's nodding her head. She agrees.
Yes, I agree to what everything has been said. I'd only add that it's never too early to start the preparation. It can be only too late. So
Yes.
start as early as possible, as Alexandra said, 18 months ahead at least. Okay, 12 months is okay, but it could be a bit late as well. So for all the students watching this webinar right now, if you are in the 3rd grade of high school, which is the 11th grade in the US system, now is the right time for you to start, okay? Don't wait any longer. So right now is the nick of the time for you guys.
And Sonia and Alexandra, thank you for that, actually. And if one of you could actually share the Education USA website where everybody interested could go and take a look, and also talk just a little bit about what else can they do if they have further questions.
The main website for Education USA centers around the world is educationusa.state.gov. And as you can see from our .gov, we are State Department supported organization. And all that information on educationusa.state.gov is official and correct. Also, you can actually find there information about our own centers in Sarajevo and Banja Luka. And you also have a local website, Bosnia and Herzegovina website, educationusa.ba, where you can get a phone number, an email address, Twitter, and whatever contact information you need for myself and for Sonia. Please note people from Doboj, people from Trebinje, from Brčko, Zenica, other places. Although Sonia and I are in Banja Luka and Sarajevo, we do not only work with students from Sarajevo and Banja Luka, we work with other students from other towns. Education USA centers offer online advising through different websites, through Skype, even through Facebook chats. So whatever questions you have, find us. I don't have a Viber account. I have a Viber available cell phone number. So we are available to answer your questions any way you are ready to ask us that question. So don't be afraid, and just don't think because you're from Trebinje that we're not going to talk to you. I have a student that worked very closely with Trebinje or from Mostar or from other places. Definitely, yes, get in touch with us.
Okay, great. All right, we're moving along to Tuzla, American Corner Tuzla. I hope you can hear us, and please let us know your question.
Hi.
Yeah, I had a question. I'm Layla, and I wanted to know how you guys applied for this program, and did grades play a really big role in this whole process?
Okay.
I think that sometime in April or May, the application got out on the United States Embassy's Facebook page. I actually got an email from an ex-mentor. He said, look at this, I found this, and I think you might be interested. So I looked, and it's in the application it said that it's only students that are that are in the 3rd year of college or are finishing 3rd year of college. So I decided to send an email to the University of Dayton and to ask, even though I'm the second year of college, but in like little letters it was saying like extraordinary students that are in second year, they could apply. So I sent an email, and I didn't have TOEFL exam, but it was like if I wanted to do TOEFL, I wouldn't get results by the time the application will end. So I just write them an email asking if it's okay for me to apply, as I don't have TOEFL, which they are asking for, and I'm a second year student. And they said, yes, it's okay, you apply and we'll see what happens. So yeah, they asked for our transcripts or our grades from high school, from university. They asked for our, we had to write essay of how we would actually contribute to strengthening bonds between the United States and Bosnia and Herzegovina. And yeah, also some other things. They asked if we have any diplomas for English language or something like that. So yeah, we applied, and well, I had very like high grades at the time, but I don't think that's the most important thing when you're being chosen for these scholarship and fellowships. As they already mentioned before, I think that they're looking at the person that's very flexible and that can do many things at the time, not just, you know, grades, but also everything else on the side. I think that's even more important than grades. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I understood from my second time being sponsored by U.S. Department of State and American University in school.
That's a great answer, and I'd like to highlight a couple of things in that answer. One of them is just if you have a question. You know, she said, I wasn't sure if this scholarship even applied to me, and I reached out about the opportunity, and I talked to somebody. Taking advantage and finding opportunities to study abroad, these opportunities are not going to come in on a platter for you. They will require some research, and they will require outreach on your part and making contacts and making connections. There's thousands of schools in the United States. They all have, they all offer particular scholarships, or they all offer particular courses of study. So with the help of Education USA, it's on individuals to seek out those opportunities. And the second thing she said was, she found out about the opportunity via the embassy Facebook page, or someone sent her the link that they found on that page. All of you, please follow the U.S. Embassy on Facebook. We have a new program, a new exchange program, a contest. The interesting things that we are doing and making available to you through the corners, through our other programs, are all going to come through that Facebook page at one point or another. So please do follow that page. Thank you, Janetta.
Thank you, all great advice. All right, so last but not the least, we have Zenita, American Corner Zenita. We are ready for your question.
Hello, Zenita here. Anna will ask something.
Hi, could you please tell us the biggest differences you experienced when you moved there?
Biggest differences. Oh my God. I'd say the biggest difference that I've encountered is, I don't know if I should say this, but the drinking culture here. I definitely did not expect that, especially day drinking. And yeah, and I was also astounded by the campus itself, because it's one of the prettiest places I've ever been at. It's definitely prettier than our campus, my campus back home. It really is. It's just incredible. You have to see it to believe it, to be honest. I've seen the photos, I've seen the website, but you couldn't compare those to the actual experience you have when you come here.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm not sure if Tomislav or Janeta would like to add anything else.
I don't know what to add. She already said everything. I agree with that. It's really nice experience here, so you should apply, not just for USA. If you have other opportunities to study somewhere abroad, you just apply. It would be nice.
For me, the greatest difference was there's no that culture where you go and have a coffee or go have a, long talks, which we do several times a day back home. There is no that here if you don't make it yourself while you're studying or doing something. So I think that's the biggest difference, and maybe not having your family with you, but you get used to it, and I'm used to it from before. Yeah, you shouldn't be afraid. If you're afraid to leave your family and friends, they'll all wait. They'll all be there once you come back. So yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing those with us, and great questions from all American corners. We do appreciate them. We're running a little bit out of time, so please, as Nick and I said before, even if we don't have time to take a second round of questions, make sure that they reach out to your American corner representative, and we'll work to have them answer for you in the near future. Nevertheless, I would like to have it now to Nick. Nick has something for us at this point.
Well, we had one question that only touched on visas slightly, which surprised me because we often get quite a few questions about visas. Joining us today is Corey Gonzalez, who's our consul at the embassy. Corey, could you talk a little bit about student visas and what students or potential applicants should have in mind when it comes to that?
Of course. So the student visa process, and I asked the students who are in Dayton to chime in, since I spoke with all of them about 6-7 months ago. The student visa is one of the last processes that you do right before you leave for America. You will get a form from the school that you're admitted to explaining what the next steps in the process are. With that form, you basically go to our website and you start gathering some of the materials that you'll need to prepare for your interview. You sign up for an interview. We offer interviews most every day for students and exchange students. And then you come in, and in most cases, it's probably at most a 2 or 3 minute discussion you have with one of the consular officers. It's nothing to be nervous about. We're just making sure that everything's ready for you to go to America and that everything's prepared. Once we are done with the interviews, in most cases, we're able to print the visa that day, and then we mail it back to you through DHL or to one of the DHL centers. Do the students in Dayton, do you want to talk a little bit about your experiences with the visa process? Were you nervous when you walked in? Were you surprised by how easy it was?
No, I wasn't nervous, but I know that on the website you have like several things to bring with you, and when I came, it's only DS 2019 and my photo that they actually looked in, and they just told me, oh, you're one of the fellows, and that was it, no questions. It was like, just come and get your visa. You're gonna get your visa tomorrow, but in this center. And I'm like, oh wow, I expected some questions. I was kind of disappointed when you didn't have any conversation, to be honest.
So there, we here at the embassy, yeah. So you're on the exchange visa. There's a different type of student visa that is normally for the full duration of studies, called an F visa. And so in those cases, we're looking for a few additional requirements that didn't come up in your visa. One of those is just proof that you can pay for college. We don't want to give you a visa and then have you not be able to afford the college you're attending. Usually that's pretty simple to show, either through a bank statement, or in many cases, people have already paid for their college by the time they got to the visa interview. We look for your English language ability. Typically, the school will tell us what your English language ability should be at. And so one of the things you'll notice about those visa interviews is we actually do them in English intentionally. And at that time, and this is not to make you nervous, we're just trying to figure out how good your English is, so we can put those in the case notes. Most students have absolutely no problem with the questions we ask. They're pretty simple, and so you shouldn't be nervous about those questions at all. We also look for, if you have any past experience traveling to the U.S. or traveling, applying for a visa, we will ask you questions about that too, just to make sure that you fully qualify for the student visa. But I want to stress again that in most cases, Bosnians do come prepared, and they're able to answer our questions, and they're able to get a visa with no problem.
Thank you very much, Corey. Adriana, I don't know if we have time to do another round since it's already 4 o'clock. I wanted to, I'll let you wrap things up, but I just wanted to throw out the URL again for anyone who has questions about studying in the United States, the application process, how to look into scholarships, what tests you need to take and by when, you know, help with essays even. The answers you're looking for are at educationusa.gaba.ba. With that, the thing I would like to do, if we could before we go, is to have the students in Dayton. Are there any final words that you would like to leave to all of the students in Bosnia and Herzegovina? And you can do this in either English or local language.
I think I'd recommend all the students who are present here, to be active and participate in the activities that the American Corners in your towns are offering, because that's the American Corner is actually how I found out about the scholarship in the first place. So if it wasn't for Sonia and if it wasn't for my American Corner in Banja Luka, I wouldn't be here right now. So you follow their work and be active, so you never know what might come out of that.
A ja ću na našem. Istražujte, idite na stranice tipa mladi.info, Education USA i vidjet ćete koliko ima prilika za studiranje vani koje će biti financirane. Ja znam kakva je financijska situacija u Bosni i Hercegovini i koliko u stvari je nama važno da to bude financirano od strane neke organizacije ili nekog stranog univerziteta i mislim da se stvarno mnogo toga nudi i ako vam išta zatreba od strane mene da vam mogu pomoći u nekom eseju ili nešto, dodajte mail na Facebooku, na Twitteru, bilo gdje, Dženeta Begić i eto, sretno.
Ja čisto na našem, ne znam, tražite malo kad imate priliku, aplicirajte, nije toliko teško, u stvari iz početka bude, ali raspitajte se malo s profesorima i tako, oni će vam pomoći pri apliciranju. Nemojte misliti da nećete vi biti dobitnici. Mislite pozitivno, aplicirajte, postoji vjerovatno da ćete studirati.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us today. This concludes our session. We hope you found everything informative, and we wish you a great remaining of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.